You were source energy before you were who you know yourself to be in this personality, in this body. But you are eternally tied to this non-physical part of you. You are vibration, primarily. And the larger part of you, the eternal part of you, is always, always this non-physical vibrational energy. So when you are source energy primarily, and a part of you is here in this physical body, there is a relationship between the two vibrational aspects of you, and your emotions give you constant feedback about the relationship. In other words, who you really are, no matter what, focuses in the direction of love. So when you ferret out something in your physical environment that you dislike or that you hate, then you focus yourself out of vibrational alignment with the larger part of you who always loves. Sometimes when we say that to our physical friends, they say, Abraham, you've got to be kidding. You mean my inner being or the source within me can look at what I'm looking at and feel love? And we say, the source within you finds a way of finding love or does not look. But what you have to remember is every particle of everything that exists has wanted and unwanted within it. And so maybe the best terminology for you is that your inner being, that God within you, is just a really, really good focuser. Someone who finds the best in everything and holds firmly to that expectation. And that is in fact why this expanding universe of which we are all a part remains so consistently viable and good. You can look at it even from the framework of where you stand in your physical body, that your planet spins in its orbit in perfect proximity to other planets, and that's a big deal. It's not on your to-do today list. It's not something that you form government committees about. In other words, there are commissions on just about everything, but planetary orbiting isn't one of them. And the reason is because there are many things that you understand are not your doing, not your creating. In other words, there is a broader creation that is taking place, and the non-physical part of you is and was all part of that. So what part in the creative process do you now play? Here you are, focused in your physical body, and you are giving birth to constant new requests. And something that you may not understand is that every time, if you're sick, you ask for wellness, and you emanate a rocket which is received by the non-physical part of you and brought into clear focus and held for you. If you don't have enough money and you ask for more, vibrationally speaking, the non-physical part of you becomes more prosperous in the moment of your request. But in your physical form, you don't want to talk about vibrationally speaking. You want to know, where is my physical wellness? Where is the money? Where is the new car? Where is my lover? Where are those things that I have been asking for? It's not very satisfying, Abraham, to hear you crowing about this vibrational reality or about what my inner being now has received as a result of my requesting it from my leading edge creative position. But we want you to understand that every time you ask for anything, whether you use words or whether just by knowing what you don't want, there is an other side to that vibrational wave, equal and proportionate about what you do want, you are constantly asking all day, every day for improved life. Whether you are a full-fledged creative genius human, or whether you are a one-celled organism, or whether you are the cells in some physical body, you are constantly asking, and the source within you takes the request and becomes it vibrationally. Now that's not a very satisfying string of words for you, unless you remember or understand that everything that you see in your physical world is an extension of what was a vibrational reality. In other words, vibrational reality precedes everything that is a reality. So when you get it, that you are emanating thoughts all over the place that are coming into fruition, because law of attraction is assembling the cooperative components. Then you begin to understand that when you think about what you want or about what you don't want, law of attraction brings it to you immediately. You are entering a time, as you knew you would when you picked this time to be present in physical form on this planet. You knew this was the time of awakening, and you knew it was a time of quicker manifestation. You knew that you could be in this physical body and get so good about clarifying your thoughts that you could literally train yourself out of resistance and into allowance of vibrational integrity with who you really are. And you knew that you could be those, or one of those, or among those who are living something very close to instant manifestation. You knew that you could get so good at training your vibration to be resistance free that, as Jerry was playing earlier today, that the solution and the problem could present themselves so close together that you don't even know you've got a problem. That's happening to you all the time. In your physical body, you are exposed to viruses and bacteria, to poisons, to things that your physical body does not want to deal with and does not enjoy ingesting. And yet the cells of your body, when they're touched by something unwanted, offer a vibrational request for improvement, and the cells of your body find that balance in most cases without you even being aware of the work that they're doing, because they still understand, their consciousness too, that when they ask, it is given. But if you, the captain of the ship, so to speak, are really frustrated over something for a long time, or fearful of something, or angry about something, so you're chronically beating this drum of being in a bad mood over something, then even though the cells of your body are making their requests, and the source energy part of them is sending the signal and responding with the answer, sometimes you block the signal with your bad mood. And that's what illness is about. It's just an exaggerated indicator of the same things that your bad mood was an indicator of before it became so chronic and therefore such a bigger deal. So why are we talking to you? Well, you've summoned us, but what's this all about? What is this knowledge that we are helping you to remember or find resonance with? What's its value to you? Why is it of advantage for you to understand that you are the creator of your own reality? Why is it of advantage for you to recognize that there are two vibrational aspects of you going on in every moment that you are focused in this physical body? Why is it important for you to know that these two aspects exist and that there is an emotional bond between them that lets you know how aligned you are with what you have created and its furthest extension, or how resistant you are to it? Well, it's not important in the sense that the longevity of your planet is at stake, because it isn't. Well-being is assured. It's not important if you are thinking in terms of even your reemerging in the non-physical and you're understanding who you are and fulfilling your reason for being, because as you bang around in this physical life experience, you are becoming, and in what you call your death experience, we call it your croaking experience. We try to be disrespectful since there is no death. When you reemerge back into non-physical, you catch up with all that this life has added to who you are. In other words, you catch up with all that you are. So there's no big thing that is at risk if you, as this small cluster of people, or even mass consciousness, doesn't hear this, because the whole thing is so well established. You are source energy, and you are coming forward, and you are adding to the expansion of the universe because of being here in this physical body. And the larger part of you is expanding, and you will feel the utter satisfaction of all of that when you have your entrance or withdrawal from the physical back into the non-physical. You'll feel all of that satisfaction. The reason that we are visiting with you now is we don't think you should have to croak to find that satisfaction. We think you should be able to be here in this physical body and understand the wholeness of who you are. And we think that you are wise enough to tune yourself to the wholest part of who you are. We think that you should be able to be here in a physical body, explore the details, know what you don't want, know what you do want, and use your emotions to keep you tuned to the furthest expanded version of who you are. Because we know this for sure. When you don't feel good. So you can't hold your expansion back. It's a byproduct of life. You cannot hold your expansion back, but you can lazily or sloppily tune yourself out of alignment with that. And when you do, you feel crummy. When you do, you get sick. When you do, you don't like life. When you do, you feel fear, you feel hate, you feel anger. You feel all of those things that are just emotional indicators or physical manifestational indicators of thinking by default, really. Just thinking because it's in front of you. It'd be like sitting in front of your television and there's a program on and someone comes in and says, what is it? And you say, I don't know, but it's really miserable. And they say, why don't you change the channel? And you say, what? I never change the channel. I just come into the room and I sit down and I watch what's there. And then I comment on it. Just letting you know, this particular thing is really awful. We're not kidding. That's mostly what you do. You read the front page of the newspaper and you have a knee-jerk response to it. And you watch CNN and you have a knee-jerk response to it. And your kids call or your neighbors do something and you just look around and you respond. You just observe and respond and observe and respond and observe and respond. The good news is every time you observe and respond, you launch a rocket of improvement. But if you don't do something about then tuning yourself to the improvement, then what happens is your life gets away from you. That's why the longer people live in their bodies, the ornerier and the sicker they usually get. Because life kept causing them to expand, but they didn't go. They just kept watching the same channel. They just kept observing and commenting on what they were observing. So this Art of Allowing workshop, this is about the art of allowing what? The art of allowing me in my physical human body, with my physical mind, with my physical ability to focus, is about me using my ability to focus myself into alignment with the furthest that I have become. And that is where true satisfaction comes from. Moment to moment to moment satisfaction. Nothing is more delicious than to explore life and know what you don't want and know what you do want, and then recognize that you've expanded. You can tell because you feel uneasy. You've expanded to a new place, but you've got chronic habits of thought that aren't letting you go there. What we want to introduce to you in a way that you can really feel it, and in a way that we would like very much if it evokes a new decision within you, we want you to be on the quest for the path of least resistance. And we want you to understand that the path of least resistance is this viable, magnificent path because the source within you has already carved it out. All of these rockets of desires that you put over here into this vortex of creation have put a powerful point of attraction into motion where all cooperative components have been assembled. So the question that this workshop asks of you and will help you answer is, are you a cooperative component of your own creation? We want you to get it. You are the creator of you. You have created a prosperous, healthy, vital, alive, good feeling, good timing, very exhilarated version of you into your vortex of creation. And you've got to find ways of focusing yourself into alignment with that before you can, in this moment, in real time, experience the true version of who you are. You are not meant to be fragmented beings. You are meant to see your life through the eyes of Source. You're meant to understand your world from the viewpoint of Source.